Last time on Tour's leaderboard tournament, we saw some hacksy games. We saw people dropping out. And now finally, we have reached the point in contention and where I started to leave even the server. And now, a week later, and things have barely changed here. Don't you think so?
Uh, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Hi ho, campers, and welcome back to more TLT. I am Chris McCoy, and I'm joined by Chef R2004. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, last time on Doors Later. Okay, fine. Last time we covered round two recap and round three predictions, and now we're covering round three and we're predicting round four. All right, same old, same old. It's the same old usual, but now we're starting to knock people out of the damn tour as a whole, yet again. So we only got a few games to cover, eight total, and surprisingly, no one dropped. No one dead gamed, I mean. So we aren't supposed to flip a coin. Instead, we extended all the way into the next week, two of them specifically. And so
What do
the,
you mean it's surprisingly no dead games? There's never any dead games.
well, no one dropped. No one dropped that would be forced a dead game.
You mean no one dropped out?
Yes, no one dropped out. It's safe. It's safe now to come back in, guys. So yeah, all two games have been extended to the previous week, and now here we are doing that same old stuff again. So round three, let's get to reviewing the losers bracket and see who won and see who lost. First off, Arcanine versus Geo. This was actually the last game played, even though it was the first one listed by going of chronological order. And this game was
And it only happened like a few hours ago.
yeah, actually, by the time of this recording, it had barely just happened. Like, I was ready to go home, but I was ready to go home, and then I happened to catch this game live, and we watched it, and it was, It was, So, the first couple of turns were very nonchalant. It was just a lot of dull playing. First up was LC, actually, G of Specialty tier, and Arcanine's tier. It was just a very nonchalant style of game. Um, both were kind of playing slowly towards the first half, feeling each other out, as you people would say. And then stuff started to happen once Arcanine's Vullaby was able to kill Geo's own Vullaby with Air Slash, and Glimmet was able to crit kill Fungus, which, for the time being, when the game was happening live, I thought, oh god, Geo's gonna lose this, isn't she? She's not playing well. She's not playing well at the start, and now her fungus is dead. What's gonna happen? And then, of course, things turned
Nope.
around. Hmm? What is it? So yeah, things started to calm down, and Geoff started to pick up the advantage at turn 13 when she brought in Diglett. Remember that Diglett Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why wouldn't I? Why are you even asking?
Well, remember how that Diglett was the MVP, getting to sub out at the right moment on turn 13, and
Oh god, I don't think you're good.
anyway, that Diglett was the absolute MVP. Geo subbed out at the perfect time in turn 13, beating the beating the Glimmet, beating the Vullaby, sorry, with Ironhead for the first time, and then boom, taking care of the Meanfu, who only got to get rid of the sub and not the juice. Terra Water Coughing was interesting, of course. And then towards the end, you pointed this out in the live when it was happening live, but Arcanine kind of choked at the end.
Yeah, he did.
So turn what would I say? Turn well. Oh, okay. Geoff kind of choked here by not switching out for Zorua right here. The at least that's my personal opinion. But
I don't know about that because I can't tell what item her Zorua is.
if it's not Scarf, then yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. But if this, I don't know if this. No, this thing's definitely not Scarf. Yet the Zorua, I don't know if it is.
The Zorua is probably Scarf.
Somehow, somehow. Well, actually, no. The mud shot works. However, okay, right here, turn 24, turn 24, turn 25. Arcanine went for Eruption, hoping to catch the Diglett, but no, Glimmet stayed in. With
Yeah,
hmm?
that, yeah, come to think of it, and I really don't know what that Zorua was based on how Dia played it, cause if he saved that and it was Scarf, then that could have dealt with Cyndaquil, no?
Yeah, I don't. If yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was what I was thinking. So that's why Zorua is one of like the perfect switch-ins. After Amon dies, Zorua comes in and then just does huge amounts of damage against the Scarf Cyndaquil, outspeeds it, and then boom. But here, no.
Wait. No, wait. It might be a speed tie. It might be like a speed tie,
All
like
right, because Cyndaquil
between the
also
two
runs
scarfers.
Scarves. Right, Cyndaquil also runs Scarves. But yeah,
No, because they're both 17 speed.
yeah. I get you. But yeah, why didn't Arcanine go for extra sensory instead? Even if you were going to catch the Diglett, it was already at low, so you two extra sensories would have killed it, and then you could kill the Clement safely in order to win. So why didn't you?
Uh, well, I'm not really sure why he did that. Like, I understand he had a very real chance. In fact, he was actually pretty likely he lost, even if he did go for extra sensory. But I don't think using eruption there increased his odds at all. Because no way was he going to switch in Diglett.
Yeah, there's no way. She clearly is saving it as her last win con, but no. Apparently, that was Arcanine had different plans for that, and then ultimately the Terra Water Coughing died to a sludge bomb. Okay, fair enough,
Yeah,
but
but I think the coughing died to an earthquake by that range too because it lost its EVO.
yeah, it would have died regardless, no matter what Arcanine did. But yeah, I still think Arcanine kind of choked the ending on this one. You really could have.
So here's what I think might have happened if he extrasensory instead and it killed Limit. So so either he uses extrasensory, he kills Limit, he sends in Diglett, and then it's a little up in the air. I
Really?
either see it comes down to like a 50-50, I think. Either you either you use extrasensory a second time and call the potential sub, and
Right.
well, if you call the sub, if you call that right and he subs, then it will fail by that range,
Yes.
and then Arcanine wins.
Yes.
However, if he doesn't use sub and just goes for the earthquake instead, Gia wins.
So Gia was um in a more likely advantageous position to win, regardless of what Arcanine did.
Yeah, and here's another again and switches out into coughing, then then
Mm.
then if Geo uses sub, Geo wins.
Yeah, because Geoff's Diglett did still have enough health to at least force at least one sub. So Geoff was still gonna sub regardless of what he did if he sends out Terra Water coughing.
Yeah, and however, if Arcanine switched out and Geo doesn't sub and just goes for Earthquake to kill coughing, then Cyndaquil comes back in and Arcanine wins.
Arcanine had the chance. He had the potential to do to beat Geoff there, but nope, it was not the case there.
As you can see, it was very up and down.
Yeah.
However, it would have came down to like two different 50-50s, and yeah, Arcanine kind of used a move that allowed for neither of those and just caused a damage.
Yeah. And then Pia was next, and this was just a pitch a shutout moment because Geoff absolutely gave Arcanino a right good kicking because Whiscash, first of all, Whiscash was brought in at the right time in order to beat the low hanging Arboliva, who Whiscash was gonna definitely outspeed regardless, and did enough damage to kill it with Ice Beam. And then it beat Orthworm despite, having losing the hazard game, losing the long term in terms of hazard stack by just going for the
Well,
surf.
Geo's Whiscash didn't have spikes, it only had rocks.
Yeah, it only had rocks, and yeah, Orthworm wins the hazard advantage, but Geov wins in terms of actual damage dealing because Surf, as you can see, did a lot to Earthworm, and then eventually died. Even beating out the Morpeko, surviving on one to knock off and then just one hit KO'd it with Earth Power, which caught me by surprise, and definitely caught Arcanine by surprise because it was a 12% chance to not Oko.
That would imply
He
there's
said.
a very high chance of killing it anyway.
Well, that's what I'm just saying what Arcanine said in the chat.
Yeah, so was he surprised that it killed, or was that a joke?
Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it's not. Let us know in the
All I
comments.
know is that the count on the side, let's see what that says. It personally says it was a 62% to KO.
So it was gonna KO. It had more chances of getting KO'd other than not.
But hold on a minute. Let me just check. Let me see if the spreads here match. It probably matches for the Morpeko since I think that was indeed a Boots Morpeko,
It is a boost
and
Morpeko.
meaning it was the standard set. Let me just double check what Geese was running though, because I had a hand in picking the team. She basically presented a whole lot of PU teams to me, and I'm like, I like this one best. And that's the one she ended up using.
And I personally took the look at the team myself because Pokeyard showed me, and yeah, I like the team. It's definitely a little bit more unconventional to normal PU, but you know what? I like it. I like the synergy. I like the dynamic. It's good.
Calm nature.
As you can see, that Indeedee is very tough.
Okay, yeah, 62% chance, or 62.5 to be more specific. Yeah, that is correct, meaning it was a rolling Geo's favor.
Yes. So yeah, Arcanine shouldn't be that surprised that it caught. So the Arcanine shouldn't be that surprised that that killed by Earth Power damage. Oof. And then, of course, the Indeedee came in. Terra Fairy killed the Morpeko, which I was hoping Geoff would just win with Morpeko, but no, there's a Muck and there's a Terra Fairy Indeedee waiting for her. But then Charizard came in. And then Geoff did the smart thing, and Terra Fired, first of all, Terra Fired, also did Flame Charge to at least gain a speed up. and then just beat Mach with Fire Blast, doing enough damage on the Fire Blast, and then that +1 speed definitely helped in outspeeding the Sindidi in order to a Scarf and DD in order to kill it, and then boom, and then killing the Houndstone right after.
Houndstone was
Sure.
Fluffy makes you very weak to fire.
Makes sense. And Geo won. Very, very well played for Geo. Finally, we finally get to see that Geo of 97 potential that we've been praising for these past 2 or 3 years. So, yeah. Geo wins, moves on. Let's see what she can do in the next round.
I also just want to say that like Whiscash and Charizard do look very good here on preview. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Charizard especially.
Charizard is very good.
I looked at Charizard, I looked at the opposing team, and I'm like, oh, this goes in. This goes in.
This goes in and wins, basically. Yeah. So yeah, well done to Geo. Hopefully she can progress to even further. Although she's got a very hard opponent because next up we got Taka versus the Gaming Attack. Well, this game, you don't even want to refer to him by his long name. I like the Gaming Attack, and people have been calling him the Gaming Attack. You know who also liked the Gaming Attack? The Gaming Attack. Oy vey indeed.
I'm so tempted to mute you right now.
Sorry. So, Yu Yu was first off. After fairly slow turns, Taka started having the advantage around turn 11, where, after knocking out Tornadus, switched in his Volcanion to an Aqua Stepping Quackleval, who Terra Steeled earlier, who then Terra Fairied and outspit it the next turn to kill it with Flamethrower. A very wise choice.
I like how he Terra Fairy expecting the need to take close combat, but no, it just said anyways and kills Quackleval in one hit.
Yeah.
That was silly.
Yeah, that was very silly. And then Taka proceeded to dominate, using the Iron Hands to crit and beat Tinkaton, taking advantage of Skeledirge, surprisingly not being special defensive. But Tinkaton died to do a crit Iron Hands. Don't forget that. Then oh no, crit and beat. Gotta think of my notes right. Yeah, taking advantage of Skeledirge not being specially defensive, instead opting to go for a more physical defensive approach, and lost to that Volcanion. And then Volcanion just kinda ended up being the MVP for the rest of the game because Taka just plain old dominated TGA by this point. And then LC happened where TGA started off well enough, burning Vullaby to at a safe enough point, and he's able to Terra Fire his Voltorb Bisui to do good damage against the Fungus, beating Tinkatank along with Minfu. And things started to turn around at turn 16, where Diglett's Alola managed to beat Vullaby and called the Volt Switch on the next turn, safely killing the Voltorb Bisui. Right there. And then Taka went and closed the endgame by Terra watering his Fungus to tank Coughing's Flamethrower and finish TGA off with Minfu's Acrobatics. A well-oiled machine, a well-oiled game by Taka.
Yeah, the votes were like, I understand the intent, but I guess it did not work out.
That's an overpredict. So yeah.
Yeah, it technically was. It was valid. It was a valid overpredict, but it was still an overpredict.
Yes. And TGA, the man who beat Sylveon Calm Mind, fell to Taka. How early? Next up, Keshba beating Failbur. A lot of people have predicted Failbur to win this one, but no. Keshba, surprisingly, or I guess unsurprisingly to some people, wink wink, won. Yeah, Keshba did well. I am generally impressed with what Keshba did in this game. First off, in OU, where it was a mirror match, first and foremost. Like, yeah, the mirror match was it was pretty bad, but it was a pretty bland game. But you know what? Keshba still did manage to pilot well despite the bland game.
Yeah, I had some questions in the first few turns when like Rosa was trying to Willow with the Willow Mola, missed it and then tries again and just gets the score but a nice blow. Cinder's.
Yeah,
But then he just heals it up with Wish later and I'm like, oh,
that was
okay.
that was
But he
unneeded.
didn't care.
Yeah, that was kind of unneeded to get Cinderace to low in the first few turns, but you know what? The wish did help, but I just felt like it was unnecessary to just let it low to begin with, so you don't have to force the
And then he
wish.
killed Thunder, so all worked out.
I guess. I guess it was a
And then
nice
Willow
poise.
misses again on Great Tusk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, that's Willow Miss for a reason. Uh,
Like, you actually wanted that to hit. You actually wanted to hit that one.
yeah. Fortunately, he did catch the Thunderous, even though he did catch the Thunderous, killed it, and then missed the Will-O-Wisp there. That was pretty funny. Forcing, no, allowing Failbird to rapid spin and at least get some speed advantage to his side. Alomomola, though,
Don't forget the fact that the Aluminum burned Gilbert's tusk.
yeah, later on when he tanked a headlong rush in order to scald and burn it. Despite being half health, it was still able to tank a headlong rush.
Of course, it's an Aluminum. What do you expect?
Well, it's a
Expect it
headlong
might
rush.
tank something?
Oh, funny. Towards the end, it even Keshba even tried to outstall King Gambit before eventually killing it with Cinderace. So yeah, a very well played game by Keshba. Like I'm generally impressed, even in mirror matches. Like he can still hold his own.
I feel bad for Albert losing the King Gambit in that turn and forfeiting because like that came down to some 50-50s. Did you realize?
Really? Explain.
Well, remember, Keshba has Will-O-Wisp on his Cinderace that he used multiple times throughout the game. Cinderace was the mon that was in versus the King Gambit. Gilbert probably figured that he was going to go for Wisp rather than risking,
A kill.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, risking this the sucker punch because Keshba would be in a more better position to attack King Gambit rather than um
So Failbur, predicting the Wisp, decided to not
will
go for
whispering.
Sucker Punch, and Keshba did not go for Wisp, went for Fireball, killed the King Gambit, so that didn't pay off.
It was a gradual 50-50, but it ended up paying well dividends for Keshba, and one that OU gave with it.
Yeah.
And LC happened. Third series in a row where LC is played. Gee, I wonder. Um, Shelder had some bad luck in this game, missing a crucial rock
So
blast.
wait, I have a question though.
What?
What set was Keshba's mean to, and what set was Failbur's limit? Because the limit outsped the mean to. That never happens.
Investments? I want to say. I think it's just the nature of investments.
That mean to was not max speed, clearly.
Clearly, it was. Yeah, yeah, turn two, right here. The memento play. I want to say no, it's not even scarf because it did rocks on turn one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That means that main boost is not at speed, which is interesting.
I mean, it's interesting. What's the focus if it's not max speed? Anyway, Shelter. It had some bad luck in this game. First of all, missing that crucial rock blast on turn five against against the Tinkatink, and then getting paralyzed with getting paralyzed against the Minfu at turn seven. I think Failber was going for an ice shard or something. I want to say it's
No,
an ice
I
shard.
think Felber was going for protect.
Shelter runs
Notice
protect.
how Felber moved before fake out, and the only move that really moves before fake out is protect.
Not ice shard. Okay.
I
Even
think it's only like +2 or +1. It
priority.
would not move before. It would not move before fake out.
Even. Oh wait. Also, yeah, you got to take also into the factor that he's paralyzed, so the speed gets crippled a little bit.
Also, yeah, I said it's only +1 priority. Fake out's +4, I think.
Plus three. I want to say plus three.
Yeah, +3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's +3. Not, I would not move before fake out. So maybe he's
Protect.
trying to protect.
Protect. Shelter runs protect in LC. That's interesting. Holy crap.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I,
That's actually pretty standard because that shelter sets up shell smash. What's your biggest worry? Fake out from main food.
so that's why you run protect.
Yeah, that's precisely why you run protect.
And all right then. All right. And you know what? Nothing much else to say about this game. Keshba just piloted the rest of the game well, using Magnemite as the eventual win con at the end, even taking out the Terra Ice Voltor Bisui. It was a major threat.
I just want to say that I think Filbert's Terra was bad.
The Terra Ice?
Yeah, he should not have terrored that thing because sure, like he just terrored it to try to hit the other Voltorb for super effective damage, but then he loses his literally the only roll of Magnemite he had.
Yeah. I guess he could have maybe kept. I guess he could have maybe kept the Terra for something
It's
else.
not like Magnemite could Terra to hit that Voltorb for much because Keshpa already terrored.
Yeah, he already teared his Tinkatank, and he already had Drifloon and Numel. He could have probably just yeah, yeah. What else was he gonna tear out? The Numel, the Lullaby?
I don't know, but you probably need to terror something that would allow him to not die to, Magnemite.
It's I guess the nature of the builds. Then, if he didn't have a reliable defensive Terra, then yeah, Failbird just loses, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but he just really shouldn't have terrorized that because now one of your only Magnemite walls becomes insanely weak to it.
Insanely weak, and Magnemite does good damage, even to neutral damage mon. So yeah, this was a bad Terra for
Yeah,
Failbird.
Magnemite's a goddamn monster.
Yeah. So in the end, Failbird kind of threw that, and then Keshba ended up winning with it. Very well
But
played.
Magnemite's got base 95 special attack. Did you know that?
No, I knew that. No, I knew that. I use Magnemite in LC. I know how good it is. So yeah.
Yeah.
So good job to Keshba. Hopefully we'll get to see more of you. Moving forward. Next up, Genius from Hoenn losing to VK. Everyone, everyone and their mother was expecting Hoenn to win, but no. PokeArt was literally, I think, the only person to vote for VK. Well, the betting man instincts worked for you for the first
This
time.
wasn't even this wasn't even a betting man instinct. BK's just the better player, and no one knew.
Yeah. Would you say that Hoenn is a bit overhyped?
For real, yes.
Yeah. Hoenn has a bit overhyped for this particular TLT. Hoenn is a bit overhyped, and VK, I think after
I
seeing
think both BK and Owen equal. BK's definitely the better player.
and yeah, I'm now convinced that VK is pretty decent. And had he been in the tier list before, I think we would have ranked him what? High C?
Nah, B at least.
B. Okay. That's more than well enough. Okay. I'm convinced. I'm convinced VK is a good player, and I hope to see more in him. I hope to see more of this kind of playing in the future rounds when he's progressing through it. So, first of all, Ubers, where VK surprised pretty much everyone here in this very short game, using Koraidon effectively early to set up Sun and bring Rabambi down to Sash level, but to bring Fluttermane in safely to kill the Koraidon, which outspeed due to photosynthesis working, and then boom. Grimmsnarl taunting the Arceus effectively to set up screens, and then Calyrex sweeping the endgame and even set up Trick Room in the final turn to effectively put him in a winning position.
After living electro drift on what percent?
It was under screens. It was on 38.
4%. Jeez.
Yeah, 34 damage. The light screen definitely helped for one, and for two, I don't know. I don't know if it's a roll. I don't know.
That Calyrex took so many hits. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, it took a lot.
It took an electro drift. It took a shadow claw.
It took another like,
It took a dragon ascent.
and yet it still managed to live to set up the trick room.
Like, jeez.
Yeah, that's how defend. That's how uncharacteristically defensive Calyrex can be. Because under screens, Calyrex can tank multiple things. So that was good. He beat Hoenn in Hoenn's best tier, which is interesting. And then he proceeded to dominate Hoenn in OU. I think he dominated because or if you want to put it in a more lighter term, he more than proved his own in this game, able to consistently one up Hoenn in every way. Skeleton.
Yeah, see, this is VK's tier. This is VK's actual tier.
Yeah, VK's tier is definitely OU. I'm convinced that, yeah, this is definitely. He's room driver in OU for a reason. Uh, yeah, the Skeledirge was the MVP, able to Hex play Cinderace and doing good damage to the others while healing. Hazard stacking with Ting Lu and even Zapdos, managing to get a lucky para on King Gambit, which was Hoenn's last win con. Very well played. I am genuinely impressed by VK in this game. So
Yeah, VK definitely outplayed Owen here.
so
I
yeah.
feel like Owen played the beginning of the game kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it
Like
was
he was
feeling him out.
reckless in the beginning. Got some stuff. Got some stuff low, like Cinder's asleep and Enamor's low,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So yeah, he played his best tier fine. The OU tier was weirdly played. So yeah, VK definitely. We're keeping a close eye on VK for the rest of this tour. So hopefully he'll more than impress for the rest of the tour. Next up, Royal Reloaded versus El Cap. This one was very well, not short, but it was an interesting series to say the least. Not a huge shocker on who won, but yeah, games were fine. First off was Monotype, where El Cap once again brought mono fighting. Oh yeah, Royal Blood Flying. That should already be a sign of things to come in this mono game.
Wait, we're talking about. Wait, we're talking about Roy.
Right. So yeah, this should have been an early sign here. First off, the lucky burn on El Cap's Mons, first and foremost. First, the Iron Hands via the Will-O-Wisp, and eventually the sub body press by Zamazenta by a Flame Body.
Yeah, kind of ruined Hellcat's chances of a potential Zamazenta sweep.
Yeah. Well, it's also going up against multiple like things that are defensive enough to take care of a body press Zamazenta. Uh,
I mean, that body press was doing like a lot to even what I believe was a defensive Dragonite. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it also boosted like he also boosted up to +5. So I guess power of the body press. Royal did make a minor mistake at turn 28 by going for protect against the victory dancing Lilligant Tisui, but
yeah, I should have probably meant to use Toxic that turn.
yeah,
He
but
did say that wasn't what he meant to do.
yeah, he did say that's not the move I meant to do, so understandable. But Scarf and Amorous, thank the Lord he had Scarf and Amorous, because if that wasn't Scarf and then Lilligant just wins off of Ice Spinners alone, or Carvanite just walls it and then just dies to the rest. I don't know, but yeah, the Scarf and Amorous definitely helped in Royal at the end, cleaning up the end game, using it as a major win con against both Sneasler and Iron Valiant to pick up the win.
In general, I think Royal just played this better.
Yeah, Royal did play this better. I mean, it's expected.
Yeah, pretty strong start.
It's expected Royal would be better at monotype poke art. It's why? You don't think that Royal plays monotype like a seasoned veteran or something?
Say anything.
Anyway, next up was LC. Royal won Mean Fu Wars at the start. First off, the Mean Fu Wars, outspeeding El Cap in both turns in order to kill it with fake out knockoff and high jump kick. Um, very methodical killing. The Lullaby was able to live all of Corefish's attacks to kill it, and then towards the end, after coughing missed a fire blast, Royal won the game with a gunk shot stunky against the Toad Screw.
Wait, what turn was the Fire Blast miss? What?
The Fire Blast miss was at turn 20 against the Stunky.
Ah, yeah. I see that.
I guess it could have been. I think it was costly. I think El Cap, if he had gotten the high roll against the Stunky, El Cap would have won. Especially because Magnemite and Fungus were left. But yeah, towards the end, Royal won. It was expected.
I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say it was, completely costly, because, like,
Really?
hold on, did, did, um, did Royals, was it Royals Fungus that Terra? I mean, LCAP still had, Royals still had Scarf Magnemite, so that'd be profit.
Royal was in a more advantageous position by the end. He was going to win regardless, so it ended up being a Royal win, and El Cap is uh, El Cap is eliminated from this year's TLT.
But yeah, Royal would have still had Star Dynamite, which would have just, flash cannon to the coffin.
Ripperonis. Ripperonis to the coughing, missing the fire blast.
And then between a Fungus and a Stunky, that easily beats a Toadstool.
Yeah. Next up, Botsy versus TMM. This was the other game that was played in the next thread. This game was short, and this game was weird. Or these series of games. I didn't expect TMM to play so offensively as he did, but yeah, this series of games makes me play.
Offensive oppositions call for offensive solutions.
Oh, and Botsy definitely brought the offensive solutions. The side terrain spam team. It worked wonders.
Yeah, I wonder, what did TNN gain from not stacking Amogus? Is acrobatics not a contact move?
It is. It.
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure it is.
And why did he not? Then why did he withdraw Amogus?
Yeah.
There shouldn't have been any problem with it just dying there. No,
Right.
it
Right.
doesn't really do much else in this matchup, does it?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I questioned that. Like, you gain nothing.
It doesn't really do much against any of the mons here except Halucha for Rocky Helmet damage. That's all it really can do here.
Yeah. Why did you switch in the Iron Treads? Like, why did you hard switch on the Iron Treads here at turn 5? It lived and it lived a thing. It lived. I guess he was expecting close combat by that turn, but whatever. The point is, like, Alucha would have died to a Rocky Helmet, and then Iron Treads would have been safely. It could have been kept safer. It would have been. It would still be at 100%. It would still have the air balloon, and yeah, Amoongus dies along with Alucha. What is wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong. Plus, Iron Tread was more useful in this matchup.
Exactly. Iron Treads is hella useful.
It resists psychic. It probably has more to hit the general opposing mons, etc.
Yeah. Well, he did position the Cresselia well enough to tank it and then kill the Halucha that way, so I guess it well worked out for him.
Yeah, but he got his Cresselia low, which I think is not good in this matchup.
It's not good, especially when you're built to tank the Indeedee, the Espeon, the Armor Rouge. Yeah, Poltergeist did the huge stored power damage, the Shadow Ball first, and then the stored power damage to Tornadus. And then the Terra Dark Moltres beating the Terra Fairy Iron Hands under Reflect by safely nasty plotting and just sweeping.
Yeah, I guess that Terra didn't end up okay.
It really didn't. It only, actually, Terra Dark only made Fiery Wrath a bit stronger, and Botsy just ended up casually winning by that point. And then OU happened, where Botsy once again brought some gimmicks into his matches here by now bringing Sun Torkoal. Which credit to Torkoal, it absolutely worked well with the Walking Wake to beat Zapdos. The jetpack, in comes the Walking Wake, boom, kill it with Hydro Steam. Okay. Iron Valiant getting to kill Tinglu was nice. It got, even though it was burned, yeah, sure. Uh, Tinglu just opted to go for rocks, and then Iron Valiant just ended up beating Tinglu that way before succumbing to Dragonite and its E-Speed. Ultimately, I think the turn that mattered, for me at least, was the bulk up Iron Treads. Oh, Iron Treads. Great Tusk. Now I'm even confusing my own mons. God, I'm tired. Um, the bulk up Great Tusk not being able to kill the Zamazenta was very crucial, I think.
Well, it's kind of surprising though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure, go for the rapid spin all you want to try to outspeed it, but in terms of this particular thing, I think the bulk up Great Tusk versus the body press Iron Defense Zamazenta, you're not just gonna win. Cause look at that damage. Look at damage. Look at that damage even with the boosts. It just does too much. And Great Tusk wasn't able to take note of that, take damage of that, even using Headlong Rush, which lowers defense. That's also kind of unfortunate. And then game just ended with Botsy tanking the Draco meteors with his Walking Wake, taking out Dragapult, and then Terra Fairy King Gambit getting to low kick TMM's own King Gambit for the win. Rip to my
Yeah,
rip to
I
my
thought we
boy.
would get I thought we'd get an intense King Gambit showdown, but no.
It was safe King Gambit showdown that ended only in one turn. So yeah, TMM's out. One of my personal favorites to win TLT is gone, along with Sylveon. So who's
Nah, TNM wasn't in top four.
yeah,
He wasn't in top four.
unfortunately, which is unfortunate. I really wanted to see that top class TMM action, but no, Botsy won and is moving on in the losers bracket of all things. I'm still surprised Botsy's in the losers bracket. All right, next up, Pote versus Cyril. This wasn't a game. This was a mugging. This was a complete
Yeah, that was
mugging.
mugging.
This was a complete mugging. First of all, Yu, where Cyril actually was kind of on the winning end for much of the early game, and that's the nicest way I can put it. Like his early game was pretty good. He used the Hurricane to kill a hard switching in Enamorus, and Terragrass Sandy Shocks in order to beat Rotom Wash. Not a lot of people do that, but for Cyril's case, it actually worked and got him to get rid of the Rotom. Actually, it looks like a major threat to Cyril about it. After some slow, inconsequential turns later that really just didn't that weren't really noteworthy, things turned around at turn 24, where he sacked Skeledirge to allow the Tornadus to come in, but missed the Hurricane, allowing Pote's Zapdos Galar to Brave Bird the rest, Terraflying along the way and giving Pote the win. Remember this turn, Pokeart?
Yes.
Got anything else to say?
This sucked, I guess, but that's all.
Yeah, that's Mons for ya. This is why you don't rely on Hurricane. Monotype. You would think from this series, from this game alone, that you would think, okay, we got a clear winner here. Dragon versus Fairy. You would think that that it's cut and dry, right?
I didn't think of that. I sure didn't.
Is it from watching after this game or from before the game even started?
Before the game even started, on MU, I knew this would not be so simple.
Well, things started off bad for Cyril at turn one because he missed an early play rough.
Did suck, yeah.
And then things kind of went in Cyril's way for a bit. Wheezing Galar knocking out the Dragapult and knocking out Como was nice. Things turned around for Pote at turn 18 when Azumarill wasn't able to fully knock out Garchomp, who chipped it earlier with massive EQ damage, and then flinching Enamorus the next turn with Iron Head. This flinch was crucial. And Amaris didn't get to do anything and was just merely sack fodder, which kind of sucked, to be honest. And then, interesting turn here, as I was saying. So you got Poe doing the Curse Rest Talk Gudra set, right?
Yep.
And you got the and then you got the Ninetales here coming in, and you'd think, oh, Cyril revealed Encore earlier. He could just easily do Encore again, and it's the perfect time because Gudra is using Sleep Talk. Poke's not really doing. Poke is just relying on the Sleep Talk because it's asleep. He's not gonna wake up anytime soon. So Ninetales already outspeeds Gudra. So yes, Ninetales would easily Encore at this point, right? Why he chose to go for the attack instead of the Encore is beyond me.
I think there was some talk about how it wouldn't have worked.
Huh? Encore
That
wouldn't have worked?
on a sleep talk, I don't think it would have. I think that was the consensus.
But why? It doesn't make sense. But,
Well, don't ask me. I don't make the game.
but why? Explain that in the comments below. I really want to know why Encore wouldn't have worked.
Well, look at Encore's description or something.
I think it.
The effective move runs out of PP. The effect ends. Fails if the target is already under this effect, if it has not made a move, if the move has 0 PP, or if the move is assist, blazing torque, combat torque, copycat, dynamax cannon, encore, magical torque, reverse, metronome, mimic, mirror move, nature power, noxious torque, sketch, sleep talk,
Ah. So Sleep Talk is just one of the moves that isn't affected by Encore. Now I understand. All right.
I have to read that whole thing to show you though.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough now. I can understand why Sleep Talk wouldn't have worked against Encore. But yeah. So Poe just wins. So Poe just wins at the end. Well done. And beating Cyril. So take that, Seru. Both of your picks to win TLT are gone.
Yeah,
Well,
you
that's
should have picked better picks. What can I say?
right. Right. Next up, well, last up, would be Skimmy the God versus Ineffable. Skimmy performed well, and Irene did not. That's the basic summation of this one. Well, actually, I'll be fair. I'll be nice. First of all, in doubles, which I think this was the only doubles game that was played in this round.
That's crazy.
Yeah, doubles. Both players looked alright in the first few turns until Skimmy revealed Haze on his Volcanion at turn 8 to remove Komoo's Clangorous Soul Boost, preventing it from doing any kind of sweep. A very, very nice play there by Skimmy. And yeah, the rest of the game, I didn't really much have notes because I'm not a doubles player. That's on me. I'm sorry. Um, Skimmy, Skimmy then, but I will say that Skimmy 6-0'd Ineffable using Goldango and using supporting mons to assist with the Goldango, even revealing Earth Power on his Regidrago to beat Heatran.
Well, that's actually
Yeah,
if you see a Reggie Drago in it's probably running Earth Power.
at this point, yeah. For the much Heatran usage we've been seeing a lot lately, Earth Power Regidrago kind of makes sense. Next up was OU, which was long and very, very stolly. Ineffable just continuously outstalled Skimmy in this one, having the Tinglu dodge Hurricanes and Will-O-Wisps, continuously making hard pivots and switch-ins look easy, having Dragonite continuously be a non-factor, and even Terra goes Golden Go, picking up solid KOs and wins. Not really much else to say, but Inafable's good at stalling in OU.
Yeah, yeah, it's basically the gist of it. Innovative stuff, so
And then PU, where, oh boy, we got a set to talk about here. We got a set to talk about here. It's this damn Arboliva. My dude brought some heat with this Terra Poison Arboliva. Continuously tanking a lot of the fighting types hits very, very well. The Poliwrath and the Pissimian couldn't break the Arboliva, which is a good thing. Even tanking Golem's high horsepower in order for Giga Drain to kill it, and then the rest of Inafable's Mons were either seeded, hyper voiced, or Giga Drain. That's basically this whole game. It came down to Arboliva 1v6ing pretty much everything in Inafable's team and winning.
damn.
Well, bloody done in a no. Why am I congratulating Ineffable? They lost. Well done, Skimmy.
Because
Well done, Skimmy, for winning, and bye bye, Ineffable. Nothing much
yeah,
else to
bye
say.
bye.
Before we go on to round four predictions, let me count how many. Let me count how many tiers that were played in round three. So, with an overwhelming margin, the winners were OU and LC with 4 times being played each. And RU and NU never got to be played.
Dang.
It's bad enough when PU gets played twice and RU and NU never got played once. And doubles only got
It's
played.
kind of crazy, yeah.
And also, people keep saying that doubles is a good way to farm. Doubles only got used once this year, and it's between Skimmy and Ineffable.
That's silly.
All right, and now let's take a look at who won in predicts.
Okay. So, shall I just announce who got first?
Yes.
Alright, in first place, we have me with 7 out of 8 correct predictions.
Hey, you fumbled at Keshba versus Failber, woman.
I know.
You could have gotten a
I
perfect.
shouldn't have. Mikoy, whose fault is it that I sent over? Think about this.
You should have gone with your heart, woman. You were the one who was like, oh, maybe Keshba could win. No, you should have gone with your heart. We could have disagreed and you would have gotten the perfect score.
I'm aware, Mikoy.
Cope,
But it was you. You who convinced me otherwise.
take the copium. Not take the L because I take the L this week, but you cope. You cope with the fact you didn't get a perfect score.
I will eventually.
Well, tell me how many I got right.
You got 5 out of 8.
Which is respectable. Still respectable. I got more than half right. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and all the ones that I predicted differently from you, I got right. Take that.
I will cope. Now I'm the one who's coping. I'm huffing that copium according to the kiddies. Let's predict round four, shall we?
Okay.
Let's predict round four. It only got 8 games, and one of them was already played because someone was a little bit too impatient. So, winners.
Someone didn't want to join.
Yeah, someone didn't want to join. Someone is a little bit too impatient to get it over with. First off, winners bracket. Number 1 seed Pinter versus number 9 seed Fragment.
Fragment.
I
Fragment.
well, let's reveal the tiers that they're going to be playing.
Oh, did they lock?
They They mentioned it. They even mentioned us. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, I thought you left the server.
Well, who was the one who sent that screenshot of Mikoi, Pokeyard, we're gonna be playing in these tiers.
Yeah. That's right. Did do that. CDLU
LCD So, I think Fragments takes LC. I think Fragments takes doubles. And I think Fragments takes RU. So naturally, I'm going with Penter. I'm kidding. I'm going with Fragments. I think there's no question. Fragments is easily the better player. Outclasses Penter in all these tiers. There's no question. If Penter wins, we're eating a hat.
You're eating a hat.
Well, you join along with me so we can eat that
No,
hat.
no, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
Next up, 79I2 versus JJ09 Lee. Close one.
JJ.
This one's a close one, and I think a lot of people are gonna be a little bit scampy on which one they will favor more than the other. So,
JJ.
I
I
think
don't think this is too big of a question.
I think 79I2 takes Ubers, without a doubt. I think 79I2 takes Ubers. I think JJ will take OU, and the third tier is going to be very important, but JJ can outclass 79I2 in other tiers other than OU, so this one's going to be a JJ win.
Yeah, it's a JJ win.
And hopefully, we're not proven wrong. Next up, let's rumble, shall we, versus Nimzowitch.
Rumble, shall we?
Did they lock tiers, actually?
I don't know.
Actually, they're yeah, it's actually on the Smoking Wall, and they have yet to lock tiers.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah, they've yet to lock tiers. They only just started the schedule yesterday. Let's hope that goes well. So, let's Rumble Shelby versus Nimzo. So we don't know exactly what their tiers are, but, Poke Art, you say you're going with Hellray on this one.
Yeah.
Why?
Face Hellray plenty during calls.
Based
That
Hellray.
guy's annoying to face, let me tell you.
Based Hellray. I never thought.
Not as a person. He's just actually kind of good.
Based Hellray. I didn't think that the first adjective you would describe Hellray is based. But here we are in
What?
2023. Alright.
What? I didn't say bait. What?
I heard based. I heard you say based Hellray.
I said I faced Hellray.
Oh. He's based.
You don't?
He's based, apparently. So,
That's your opinion, not mine. You're not
I think Hellray. I think Hellray takes the singles. I think Hellray's best tier is RU. So I think he takes that. Nimzo's best tier is very, very weird. I don't even know what Nimzo's best tier is.
I think it's OU.
You think it's OU? From the way you faced him, is it OU?
It's either that or Ubers.
I think it's personally.
He lost Ubers. And considering Let's Rumble Shawi is not lost in Ubers game yet.
Wow.
TLT.
Wow.
That's another thing.
That's a statistic. Hellray's never lost a Uber's game. That's the
I don't
huge.
think so.
Damn, that's a huge statistic. I think it's either Ubers or doubles. For Nimzo.
Like, remember, Hellray has played 2 rounds so far and played Ubers in both of those. He won both times, right?
Okay, yeah, I'd believe that. But I think Nimzo's best tier is I think Ubers or doubles personally. Or then again,
It's not doubles.
then again
I
you
literally stated during my series with them that doubles is not their best tier.
then again you clobbered them in doubles. You did clobber them in doubles, so.
Yes, for a reason. That's why I lost doubles versus them. They don't really play it.
I thought Kirino Kosaka played double. Maybe it's just room tours knowledge. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think Nimzo wins. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with it, especially you, because considering, yes, Hellray performed better in RU and a couple of other tiers that I'm struggling to mention, but I think I'm going to go with the betting man instinct here, and I'm going to choose Nimzo because I think there's hidden potential.
I don't think spamming HO is hidden potential. I think they kind of don't hide their potential at all.
Well, I have faith, and I have faith in Nimzo in winning against Hellray.
Look, all it will really take is Hellray bringing something that's good into HO, and I think he'll be fine.
Well, we'll see what happens in the game. So you're picking Hellray, I'm picking Nimzo. Next up, Sificon versus Tanish. What? Surprise, surprise. So, actually, first off, did they lock tiers?
Yes.
What are their
They're
tiers?
playing like tomorrow weekly.
Yeah, but what are the tiers? I need the tiers.
Okay, 1 minute. OUPU.
Oh,
Uh,
mono. Yeah, mono OUP. Oh, that's interesting. What the frick did what the frick did Tanish lock out of OU and PU? I know Sificon would lock mono.
I think Tanish locked PU.
Damn.
I'm guessing, but he's good at that.
He is good at that. He is good at. He's starting to become a proven player in PU. Siffy, meanwhile, is an old bastard. Always reliable, always consistent. Well, actually, no, he was up and down a lot.
That's far from true, actually.
He's very up and down, actually. But I think this is one of his better, more tolerable years, if I'm being honest.
He beat Taka, right?
He did beat Taka. He did beat Taka. So, Tanish is improving, and I'm glad to see that Tanish is improving and is doing better for himself, and is actually trying to improve in these tiers. Very nice. Is it enough to beat Sificon?
I think so.
Alright, you're going with Tanish. I'm going with Sificon. I think Sificon's mono play is stronger. Tanish's PU play is going to be stronger. But I think OU is where it really depends. And I think Sificon edges out Tanish slightly in OU.
I bet Tanish will do some good prep and he'll win. I don't know.
Alright.
I'm not really a Civicon believer.
Oh, even though we had him on the podcast during BLT.
What can I say? I'm not a believer in Civicon.
Well, I believe I'm picking Siffy. Alright, next up, losers bracket. Diov versus Taka. Yikes.
Yikes.
Did they? I know they scheduled, but did they lock tiers?
Yes, they did.
What are the
Today.
What are the tiers?
Uh, uh, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Where did she? Where did she write them? Tonka said it in the TLT chat list.
So what are?
LCPU.
Oh, that is the wow. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. So Taka will take Ubers. That's a given. Geo will take L. Geo will take LC. That's also a given.
I wouldn't say that's a given.
Really?
Considering Taka can play LC as shown by what he did versus TGA.
He can play it, but it's against TGA, PokeArt.
No, it's not. It's against Geode.
No. He played LC against TGA, but now he's actually facing a competent LC player now. Someone someone who mains LC. That's poor choice of words.
You can't see it, but like my jaw dropped when you said now he's facing someone competent at LC. Like, damn. Wow.
Yeah. Unironic sick burns are the best.
No
But
disrespect to Give. I just feel like that's very disrespectful to TGA though.
well, well, that was a poor choice of words. I meant someone who mains the tier in LC. Okay, that's what I'm meaning to say.
Yeah, but LC is still LC. If you can play it, you can play it.
All right. PU is gonna be harsh.
Yeah, I think Taco will take that because according to Gia herself, he's in PU World Cup.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a Taka win. I was leaning Taka, and now I'm fully convinced Taka's going to win. I'd be surprised if Gio takes in three. Or no, Gio can take it to a three-game series.
Oh
But
yeah, and look at Taka. Look at this banner on Taka's slogan thing. PUBL champion.
yeah, okay, Taka wins. I'd be surprised if Gio will take it in three games, but Taka's gonna win, 100%. I'm sorry, Gio. You had a good run. You had a good run in you. Next up, Keshba versus VKHSS. Unironically, a highlight match.
I gotta wonder if Gia knew he was in like PU World Cup or something. Why did she not ban PU?
Yeah, I don't know why.
She had the choice to. She asked me in the middle of locking tears if she should ban RU or OU,
Okay.
and I told her ban maybe to ban OU because I think Talk is good at that, but 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 then realized that he has higher points in RU for point breakdown, and I don't know which one she ended up banning. But whichever one was left alongside PU, Taka banned it, and look, they're playing PU.
All right. So yeah, that's a taco win. That's a taco win. Next up, Kesh.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I'm rooting for Gio though.
Yeah, we're all rooting for Gio for at least take it to a three-game series. Next up, Keshba versus VKHSS. Unironically, a highlight match.
BK.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced, 100%. Yeah.
Also, I don't think Nishpa cares anymore.
What? Even after winning, he
He
beat.
literally said, I don't care about this tour anymore last round in
Wow.
his predictions. Would you like me to read this?
Please.
Ketchba versus Failber. He builds Failber. I could win this for sure, but I'm not that interested in this anymore, and I'm going through a tilt in elo and skill.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Even though you beat Hoenn.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you beat Failber. Sorry. God damn it. Getting my things wrong. Anyway, yeah. Keshba versus VK. I'm going VK. I'm fully convinced after last round, after the performance he had, that's a VK win.
Yeah, for real, BK.
Next up, actually the last predict we're gonna have because the last game, at least, was played. Royal versus Botsy. Please, please,
Botsy.
please lock mono just for shits and giggles. I know
I
both.
think Botsy, but I expect this to be 3 games.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you there. I think Royal Reloaded can take it to a three-game series with Botsy if the tiers they picked are good enough. Did they actually lock tiers?
Uh, uh,
Rip, we couldn't see Royal versus Botsy scheduling, but you know what? Yeah, this is a Botsy win. I think Royal. Again, we think Royal has the potential to make it a three-game series, but after what Botsies has shown, I think he's gonna make it out this losers bracket fine. I think Botsy's gonna win, 100%. Poor Royal. He had a good run though, Royal.
sorta, yeah.
And then Poet versus Kimmy the God, like we mentioned, this already happened. Both are so no Johnning. Give me one. But we would have predicted him regardless.
Yes, we would have.
So that brings us to the end of this little video. It's actually little, it's only over an hour long, as opposed to the other videos. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you wouldn't miss a video once it come out. And we'll see you next time when the rails keep on rolling and TLT keeps on swimming, swimming, swimming. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mikoy, signing out.
Goodbye.